Hi everyone, my name is Marissa. I'm an OT student at the University of Texas at Tyler. This is my video for you guys today that I'm going to be making over something simple activity that helps me when I'm feeling stressed out. So what I usually like to do in my spare time, if I have any, is making some kind of dessert. So I usually try and pick something that's going to be super simple to make, doesn't have very much ingredients, and won't take as much time. That way I'm still able to do other things that I need to do. So I'm gonna make a video today about making some brownies. I went ahead and purchased something pretty simple as far as ingredient wise. I wanted to keep it pretty short with how many ingredients we have. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off by letting you know which ingredients we're gonna be needing for the brownies today. So I bought the pre-made packaged ones, and then this only calls for 3 ingredients. So you have water, it calls for vegetable oil, and then it does call for 2 eggs. And then I went ahead, and this is the pan we're going to be putting them in, and then I have a bowl for us to mix the ingredients in, and then this is just something to help me with mixing, and then a couple of measuring tools. And then I'm going to go ahead and use olive oil instead of vegetable oil, just for a little healthier option. So first thing it says to do is heat oven as directed in the chart below. So based on the size of the pan you're going to be using, it lets you know what temperature to heat the oven to. So I already preheated it for us before we're starting this video. So then next thing we're going to do is open up the package. So the next set of instructions just say to stir in the brownie mix, water, the oil, and the eggs in a bowl until it's blended pretty well. So first thing we're gonna do is open up the brownie mix. Try not to make a mess. I'm just gonna put it in this bowl. Okay, and then next step we're gonna do is add in the vegetable oil. So this recipe calls for 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, so I'm gonna use the virgin oil instead. Almost just enough. I'm going to open up the other one. Okay, so once we have that measured out, we're going to go ahead and pour it into the mix with the brownie mix. Make sure we get all of that in there. And then next we're going to add in our 2 eggs. So I'm going to go ahead and crack them, just using the side of the bowl. Then put that in there. And then I'm going to do the same for the second one. Crack it and then put the shell in here. I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands. Dry them off real quick. And then the next ingredient it calls for is 3 tablespoons of water. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use some water from my sink. And I have a tablespoon measure. We're gonna do 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we have the brownie mix, we have the eggs, we have the vegetable oil or olive oil in this case, and then the 3 tablespoons of water. So then next thing we're going to do is just take something to mix it with and just mix it in the bowl until all of the ingredients are pretty well mixed through. So like I said, this is an activity I usually like to try and do in my spare time. It's just something that's pretty simple. Any kind of like baking activity usually helps me with releasing some of my stress. If I'm feeling like I'm having a lot of things build up on me, just finding some time to make some kind of sweets in between is helpful for me. But I do usually just pick something that's super simple. I don't have a lot of time to be making like a lot of stuff from scratch. But this is just an easy choice for me. That way I can, you know, get away from everyday life and just kind of spend some time making something that I can enjoy or someone else can enjoy with me. So that's the oven, it's ready. The timer's going off, so it's ready for us to put these in. I'm gonna go ahead and keep mixing them in here. And usually if I'm by myself and I'm making something like this in the kitchen, like I am now, I'll have on like some of my music playing in the background. Or if I'm not into listening to music, I'll have like a movie playing on in the background, a TV show, and I'll kind of have it playing while I'm doing this, so I can be listening in and kind of, and that helps me relieve some stress as well as just having some like music playing in the background or a movie or a TV show. And yeah, and just enjoy, like I said, getting away from work and school and all that kind of stuff and just spending some time de-stressing. So you don't necessarily have to use a mixer for this, but you can if you want. I'm just using a spoon. I'm just going through and mixing it. But if you're not able to, you can go ahead and use an electric mixer, and it'll be easier because it just does it for you. You just have to hold it there. But I'm gonna go ahead and mix this through. Make sure we get everything. If not, you'll leave like clumps of the brownie mix all clumped together, and then it won't bake evenly through. And then of course, if this is an activity that you want to do with somebody else, that would be nice to have some kind of person here with you. You can talk, or they can help you with mixing the things, or any kind of parts of the step that you want them to help you out with. That's always fun too. Okay, so you want to make sure you mix it evenly through. So as you can see, the consistency seems pretty good. There's a little bit of clumps. I'm trying to get some through. And then if you get tired, you can always switch hands. I'm right hand dominant, so it's a little easier for me. Do it on my right side. And I think it does say on the box if you wanted it to be a little bit more chewy or creamy through, you can add more water to the mix. And then I liked it, the box as well, because it also gives you some ingredients if you want to add any to make it like salty, crunchy. You can add pretzels or potato chips. Fruity, chewy, you can add cherries or coconut. And then if you want to add more chocolates, you can add pieces of candy bar chocolate, or if you want to do just nuts of some sort. I don't like any nuts in my brownies, so I'm not going to put any, but it's up to you. All right, now that that's pretty mixed through, all you're gonna do is grab a pan. So I have this one. You can use a glass pan if you want. You can use a bigger size if you want. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it'll depend on how long you're cooking them for. And then you're gonna take your bowl and you're just gonna pour it into there. So you're just gonna scrape out everything out of the bowl, place it into your pan. Okay, and then once you have everything in your pan, you can kind of let it even out a little bit. And then if you want to, you can kind of shake it out so it'll be a little bit even along your pan. And then what you'll do is just place this in the oven and then set a timer for the designated time it wants to cook. And then if you want to cook a little bit longer, you can leave it in there, or if you want them to be a little bit more fudgy, you don't have to leave them in there as long. And then you can enjoy. Thank you.